So in case anyone outside my professor sees this is my mise en scène of this shot from the film Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Now, just as a little background for anyone who isn't my professor, mise en scène in French means setting the stage, but in film analysis, it refers to analyzing everything in front of the camera. This includes, but is not limited to, setting, props, lighting, color, costume, hair and makeup, body language, shot distance, density, framing, depth of field, and what we call the dominant, just to name a few. Now, it would take half the video for me to explain what each of these means in depth, so go ahead and pause for a moment to take a read of the meaning of what each of these elements tend to deal with. Now, getting into the mise en scène of it all, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind released in 2004. The film follows Joel, played by Jim Carrey, who's dating Clementine, played by Katie Winslet. The relationship was going through a rough patch, so Clementine had a procedure done to remove all of her memories of Joel. Joel finds out, so he has the exact same procedure done to remove his memories of Clementine, and the film follows Joel as he's going through his mind as his memories are being erased of Clementine, and he is fighting desperately to hold on to these memories. The film was directed by Michael Gondry, and the film's cinematographer was Ellen Kuras. Now, the shot takes place around the 54-minute and 51-second mark, and it is during a scene when our main character, Joel, is desperately trying to hold on to his memories of Clementine. Directly preceding this shot is a colorful memory of Joel telling Clementine he is so happy he could die, only to cut to this bleak shot of them lying in a sidewalk, with Clementine being ripped away from Joel as he begs to take back his decision to erase his memories of her. So now that we've got the context of the shot, let's break it down. The dominant in this shot is Joel and Clementine. The three largest factors to me that make this dominant visually impactful are the framing of the shot, the colors used in Clementine's costume, and the setting and how drastically it changes from the previous shot to this one. Now, the framing here puts these two almost dead center of the screen, where the eye tends to rest on film screens, but also doubles to make Joel feel trapped and unable to do anything. In a similar way, the extras are placed to the right half of the frame and are walking into the darkness, subconsciously pulling the viewer's eye away from them and back towards the center of the screen where the main characters are. But again, this also makes Joel seem helpless as none of them are stopping to help him as they all walk around him. The color in Clementine's costume also makes the two of them pop out compared to the monotone of the rest of the shot. But not only does it make them pop out, it also represents the love that Joel feels for Clementine and the hope that their early relationship represents. And when it's taken away from him in the next shot, it really just shows how hopeless he is and how alone he is right now. Now, the change in setting from the previous scene also helps to add impact visually and emotionally, with the previous scene being very bright and upbeat, with those two talking about how much they love each other and Joel saying he's so happy he could die, whereas this scene is very dark and desolate. This works in tandem with the lighting changes from the previous shot, which were warm, comforting, to a cold white that works to make Joel feel small and out of place, making the audience feel very uneasy. The depth of field in the shot is also particularly impactful when seen with the shot right before it. The close-up on Joel and Clementine in the shot before is a very shallow depth of field, giving this shot a dreamlike feel. In comparison, the depth of field in this shot gives it a very gritty, grounded feeling, catching the audience off guard, again making them feel very uneasy. Now, all of these elements really combine together to create the dominant in this shot. Body language is definitely a part of the dominant, but without the context of the rest of the film, I don't feel that you as a viewer are going to get a great read for Jim Carrey's expression on this shot. Now, the extras in Kate Winslet's body, their body language helps to give the impression that Joel is kind of feeling alone, but visually it wasn't that impactful for me, so I left it out. Now, that's really all for my mise en scène. This isn't a review, but I highly recommend the film. I've never seen it before, but was not disappointed. At a certain point, you sort of forget about the sci-fi memory erasing stuff and just kind of get engrossed in Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet's love story. Thank you for listening. Have a good one.